For 4,500 years, it has stood as a mountain of stone amidst a sea of sand. 6 million tons of limestone, 2.3 million individual blocks. To build it today, we would need cranes that reach the clouds and laser-guided precision. Yet the men who built it had neither. They had no iron, they had no wheels, they had no pulleys. What they had was the most powerful machine ever assembled. A human machine of 20,000 souls working in perfect, terrifying unison. This is the story of how the Great Pyramid was actually built. In the 26th century BC, Pharaoh Khufu looked across the Giza plateau. He didn't just want a tomb, he wanted a stairway to the stars. His architects achieved a level of precision that still baffles modern engineers. The base is leveled to within less than an inch. The four sides are aligned to true north with an accuracy of 3/60ths of a degree. How did they do it? They watched the stars. They used water-filled trenches to find the perfect level. They turned a rocky wasteland into the most precise construction site in human history. The logistics were a nightmare. Most of the stone, the yellow limestone, was quarried just hundreds of yards away. But the inner lining, the massive granite slabs for the king's chamber, those weighed up to 80 tons each. And they were 500 miles away in Aswan. To move them, the Egyptians harnessed the power of the Nile. They built massive barges to float the stones during the flood season. And once on land, they used a trick so simple it's genius. Wet sand. By pouring a precise amount of water in front of a wooden sledge, they reduced friction by half. A team of just 100 men could slide a mountain across the desert. But the higher you go, the harder it gets. How did they lift these blocks 500 feet into the air? For years, we believed in a single, massive external ramp. But such a ramp would have required more material than the pyramid itself. The leading theory today? An internal spiral. A hidden ramp built inside the pyramid as it rose, allowing workers to drag stones up a gentle slope, hidden from view, protected from the sun. The pyramid wasn't just built on the plateau. It was built from the inside out. History books used to tell us the pyramids were built by thousands of mistreated slaves. The stones tell a different story. Archaeologists have discovered the workers' village. Here, we found the remains of bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. These weren't slaves. They were elite laborers, farmers during the flood season, and master craftsmen. They were fed a diet of prime beef and fresh bread. We found skeletons of workers who had undergone successful brain surgery and limb resets. They were well cared for. They were proud. They left graffiti on the stones, calling themselves the Friends of Khufu. This wasn't a project of fear. It was a project of national pride. When the final capstone, the pyramidion, was placed, the structure was covered in polished white Tura limestone. It would have been blinding. A brilliant white mountain that reflected the Egyptian sun like a mirror, visible for miles in every direction. At its peak, a gold-plated capstone caught the first rays of the morning sun. Khufu is long gone. The white stone has been stripped away, but the mountain remains. The Great Pyramid isn't a mystery of aliens or magic. It is a monument to what humanity can achieve when we refuse to believe in the word impossible. I am Chronicles of the Past. Subscribe, and let's keep uncovering the legends together.